welcome back to my channel, Lunar Light Tarot. Today's video is going to be all about what do your ex-friends think of you now, okay? So I have two items for you to choose from. Pile number one is going to be this airplane, really cool airplane, and pile number two is going to be this prickly cactus. All right, so while you are choosing which pile is going to be for you, I'll let you know that I do have the subscriber only reading, the OG reading, like I always have at the end of my pick a card videos. That is going to be all about what have people learned from you, okay? What have you taught these people, or like, you know, the life lessons that they learned through their experience and interactions with you, okay? Really excited to get into this reading today, so let's just go ahead and hop into it. Hello, Pile One. Welcome back, or welcome to my channel, Lunar Light Tarot. I'm Dominique. I'm going to be giving you this reading today about your ex-friends. Let's just go ahead and get into this, okay? So the first card that you had out was a Three of Wands. So your ex-friends see you with someone where a lot of life is happening to you like quickly, okay? They feel like things have been moving for you and you have this really like forward-thinking vision, especially if in the past you used to be someone who was like more indecisive, or you didn't really know like what path you wanted to go on, what you wanted to do with your life. You were confused about like what you wanted to study, or like who you wanted to date, what kind of person you wanted to be, all of that. They see you as having that figured out now, okay, or not being as confused on your path, okay? They see you as being much more decisive than you used to be in the past. And also someone where they feel like things are coming in for you, or things are starting to happen for you. Your ex-friends feel like they shouldn't count you out now, because even if they see where you are right now and they realize that even more is going to be coming into your life very soon, okay? Your ex-friends feel like you're on the brink of some kind of change or some kind of like upgrade, or you're always kind of going through like consistent upgrades, consistent updates. Maybe that was a theme in your life when you were around these people in the first place, was that you're always like improving, you're always trying different things. And your ex-friends feel like this has suited you really well and helped you to kind of like climb the ladder of life, so to speak, okay? You also have the Seven of Cups. Your ex-friends feel like you have a lot of options when it comes to your life right now, and a lot of opportunities. And I feel like a lot of them are actually quite happy for you. I'm not really getting an energy of like bitterness or like even like much jealousy coming through here. A lot of your, well, we'll see. There are a lot more cards you can pull, but we'll see. But right now, it really seems that a lot of your ex-friends are actually quite happy for you and the new options that you have available to you, okay? It just seems like there's a lot of possibilities that are available to you in life right now, okay? And a lot of different paths you could choose to go down. So your ex-friends see you with somebody who is like surrounded by opportunity, okay? Or you just see opportunities where maybe others would see closed doors. Like, you know how to overcome obstacles as well. Yeah, they would definitely say that about you, that you're someone who knows how to overcome obstacles and you're very determined to succeed on your path, okay? Your ex-friends may also say that right now you're at a choosing point once again, and that you're making a big life decision, or you recently made a big life decision, or it just seems like you have a lot of options and choices when it comes to what you could do next on your path. But they see you as somebody who has an opportunity to like be successful in multiple areas of your life. So yeah, I feel like your ex-friends kind of feel like you're more in control of your life than you used to be, okay? You're really in the pilot seat here. Okay. Okay, we have the Six of Cups in reverse. So your ex-friends feel like you do not want to talk to them anymore, okay? That you do not want to meet up, that you don't want to go back to your past. The Six of Cups usually is about like the past and nostalgia and yearning. So with this being in reverse, it's like you are not yearning for these connections anymore. You're kind of moved on. You're not really interested in these past friends anymore. Your ex-friends wonder if you still think about them. They wonder, you know, what you think about the relationship that you two had. Some of them, I do feel like they could be, you know, interested in rekindling, but they feel like you are not interested in rekindling a relationship with them. Some of them may feel like you do not look at their relationship with you very fondly anymore, okay? Or you're just really not interested in thinking about them. They feel like you do not think about them. And that's a really big piece of the puzzle here, because this is the center card that came out of the five that I initially pulled. By the way, this is from the Tarot Illuminati. Okay, no relation, but I love making that joke, sorry. Yes, so with the Six of Cups, they really think that you're not interested. They feel like you have so many other things going on and you're zooming off to other parts of life. You're taking off, right? And you're just not interested in these past connections any longer, okay? And those that have the Four of Wands. And it came out in conjunction with the Ten of Swords in reverse. So your ex-friends feel like you went through some really difficult endings and difficult times. Maybe you had a difficult ending with them in particular, but now they feel like you're so much more stable than you were in the past. Your ex-friends almost feel like you kind of had to go through these difficult endings to be able to become this more stable person. And maybe it required, more practicality in your relationships, or thinking more logically and less with emotion in your relationships, or guarding yourself, self-preservation a bit more boundaries, whatever it may be. But they feel like you've really gotten that aspect of yourself down now. You've learned whatever those lessons are for you to become a much more stable person. So your ex-friends feel like you're quite happy right now, that you're just doing your own thing, you're living your life, and you're having a good time, all right? Your ex-friends may also see you like going out to events and things like that. They may see you going out to weddings in particular, because the Four of Wands is about weddings. It's also about, general celebrations. They feel like you're out there like going to parties, having a grand old time. Your ex-friends feel like you're busy, okay? You're very busy and you don't think about them any longer. So let's go ahead now and look at my white and yellow cards and see what comes out here. Okay, so this is what came out the first card. Look, it says moveon.com. I'm really not worth your time. Oh my gosh, I'm just telling you, your ex-friends feel like you have moved on, okay? And they feel like you look at them like the relationship wasn't worth the time, okay? Interesting. Yeah, they just really feel like you don't think about them any longer. And maybe you really don't, okay? Look, sorry guys, look at this one. It says, I'm still watching you from afar. Straight up. You saw that would just fly out of the deck. So yes, your ex-friends are still watching you. On the back, it says, you can do better than me. All right. So I think some of these friends just feel like maybe they weren't the best friend to you, or maybe you weren't the best friend to them. Who knows? It wasn't a good match. All right. I feel like your friends feel like you both kind of just grew apart from each other, and they accept that. If anything, I feel like a lot of these friends have well wishes for you. Like they don't think ill of you, and they understand why things didn't work out with you two as friends. Like, or maybe it just kind of came time for the friendship to end. It all makes sense. All right. On the back here, it says, I underestimated you. You made it out the mud. I feel like some of these ex-friends thought you might be down in this Ten of Swords energy for longer, okay? They kind of thought you might be down and out, or just like be more confused about how to handle your life. But I feel like a lot of them are quite impressed with the level of decisiveness that you've had moving forward, and the way you've been able to like kind of handle the different options that have been presented to you, okay? How do your ex-friends feel and think towards you? What do your ex-friends think about you now? Okay, I have serious feelings for you. I feel like this is kind of sweet, honestly. A lot of your friends, they don't think about you in a negative light, these ex-friends, okay? Even if they did something dirty to you, or honestly, like things just didn't go well, or you did something dirty to them, who knows, I'm not cutting that out because I'm trying to be more objective in my readings, But yes, a lot of them just feel like they still think back very fondly on the time that you two spent together, okay? A lot of them had, like a fairly good friendship with you, and they look back at that kindly. They enjoy that. A lot of them don't have bad negative things to say about you. In fact, they're quite proud that you've been able to move on so well. Look, we have, I'm sorry for hurting you, that came out. So yeah, if these friends did do you dirty in any sense of the word, they're definitely sorry about that. They feel like you didn't deserve whatever they may have put you through, or again, like if you had hurt them, they're upset about that. And they definitely feel sorry for anything they may have done to hurt you. Okay, let's see what came out here. I'm so hung up on my ex, Maybe there was an old friend who put their ex or like a relationship way above the friendship, a relationship that just wasn't very healthy, and they pushed you away because maybe you were trying to help them or whatever it was, okay? I know that will resonate for some of you, not all of you, but I feel like for a lot of you, they still do think about you from time to time. And again, they have fond memories of the two of you together. They really don't hyper focus on the negative, which I think is really kind and quite mature, actually. A lot of your ex-friends think about the situation differently than they did in the past. Like maybe when things are more fresh in the friendship breakup, they were more upset. Right, they were more angry or, you know, whatever it was that you two weren't talking anymore. But now they kind of understand why things didn't work out, and they're like, that's just kind of part of life, and they get it, and they actually, you know, they're fine with it. They're really quite neutral on it, and I like that. You know, they're not necessarily saying like, oh my God, I totally understand this person's like the best for leaving me or something like that either. But they're not really angry at you either. They're kind of more, they're just neutral about it. They're like, I understand, I get it. So that's quite nice, okay? We also have You're the Sexiest Person I Know. Okay, I just got a notification at the same time, so I feel like that's confirmation. So yes, your ex-friends feel like you are very attractive as well. Maybe that was a big thing that they told you, like they felt like you were always very good looking, okay? Your ex-friends could feel like you've had a glow up of some kind. But yeah, they feel like you're very good looking. But yeah, they felt like there were a lot of obstacles in the relationship. Okay, look, this says obstacles, blocks, restraint, attachment, and change in perspective is needed. So I think at the time in your friendship, maybe you both just weren't in a certain place of maturity to understand each other, or maybe this person wasn't in a place of maturity to understand you, or what you both needed in the relationship, right? And now looking back on it, they understand that there were certain blocks in the way of you two remaining friends or just staying close. So they think about that, okay? They also think about how you've been able to overcome obstacles in your own life, and they find that to be, they like that. They like that about you. They find it to be refreshing, and in a way, they do admire you as well, your ex-friends. Okay, they really don't have anything quite negative to say about you. I really don't get that. Like, these are not the kind of friends who would like talk about you in a negative way, okay? They're not out there talking ish. Okay, I want you to know that. The card that I just pulled is compares themselves to you, puts you on a pedestal, and insecure. I feel like this could have been like how they were in the past, or maybe this is how you were with your ex-friend. Okay, you put them on a pedestal, or maybe they put you on a pedestal, and they kind of realized that that was part of what made the relationship not work, especially if one or the other of you put the other person on a pedestal. It's like when this person like messed up or they had a human moment, there wasn't a lot of grace or forgiveness, or, you know, maybe you just needed to move on. Maybe forgiveness wasn't what was needed. Maybe the separation was what was needed. I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to read the cards. But yeah, they're realizing that that could have been part of the issue when it came to the relationship, okay? Was maybe they put you on a pedestal and you had a real moment with them and they weren't prepared to understand you then, and they felt really disappointed, or vice versa. I hope this makes sense. Let me know if this is resonating with you in the comments. But I feel like even now they think of you in a highlight, you know, they understand. I feel like they understand the reason why you two didn't end up friends today, okay? And a lot of them are, you know, they're quite nice about it. They really don't mind. They understand, okay? This is really refreshing, honestly. I wasn't sure what was going to come out, but it's quite refreshing. Okay, those are my white and yellow cards I made myself. Now I'm going to go ahead and look into Alice's Romance Oracle 1 and 2. And let's see. What do your ex-friends think of you now? Okay, we got one. I am very attracted to you. Okay, a lot of your ex-friends feel like you are very attractive. Okay, like you're a beautiful person to look at. I'm getting like the face is really gorgeous on y'all, okay? Like face card never declines. Look, my intentions are pure. They want you to know that their intentions were pure in their relationship with you. Like they really did have a lot of love for you. They wanted to make things work in their relationship. Like, it's the difference between wanting to make things work and then being, you know, equipped emotionally and mentally to make things work. So I just felt like there was a mismatch, maybe in maturity or maybe like in priorities that made the relationship fizzle out, but they understand. I want more than what we have. This one came out in reverse. So I just feel like your ex-friends, again, they feel like you do not want anything more with them. I feel like they would possibly be open to reconnecting, but they feel like you were just not open to reconnecting. So they're probably not going to reach out, things like that. Like you're on my mind the most, just flipped over. So they do think about you. Your ex-friends do think about you, and it really is a very neutral way. They just go back in the memories and they don't hyperfixate on the negative or the positive. They take it all for what it is. So your ex-friends, I don't know if you got in a reading about them in the past and they were more upset or like more angry, or you thought they'd be more upset with you, but they really don't. They're really not. They understand, okay? They're actually they're quite kind about this. I want to be more than friends. Yeah, a lot of them do miss the friendship, I have to say. Like a lot of them miss the connection, especially because they feel like you've changed now. They wonder now if things would be different, maybe because you both matured, time has passed, that kind of thing. You both have perspective on what happened in the past. Look, I don't know what to do. They're not sure if they should reach out or not, okay? They're not sure if they should reach out. Oh my goodness. I am emotionally unavailable. So your friends think that, your ex-friends, they think that you're the one who's more emotionally unavailable to them, and that if they were to reach out, that you wouldn't be interested. You wouldn't really have a lot of love for them. Look, I don't trust you. They feel like you don't trust them. I really feel like that's what it is. They feel like you do not trust them any longer. Okay, look, we have you are a great friend as well at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, your ex-friends feel like you were a great friend. Look, don't trust me. I don't trust you and don't trust me. Yeah, your ex-friends really feel like you do not trust them. I feel like the trust here has been kind of broken, okay? Maybe it was for good reason. They understand. They understand that things are different between you and them, and you know, maybe it won't be repaired, but they see you as someone who was a great friend to them while it lasted. There were obstacles in the relationship. They understand that. And you know, maybe they felt like there wasn't a lot of forgiveness when something like happened in the relationship, but they kind of just, they get it. They're like, especially if there was a big ending between you and them that was quite painful, they understand why you might not want to talk to them again, or, you know, hit their line, or why you're not open to a relationship again. But if anything, they respect it, okay? They'll definitely find you very attractive. I'm definitely getting that. Let's go ahead and close these out with some of my multicolored cards that I made. All right. What about these ex-friends? What do the ex-friends think about my viewers? I can't believe you walked away. I'm missing you. Oh, I knew this one was going to come out for sure. Yeah, they definitely miss you. For a lot of them, they kind of felt like they could have made it work. Like they kind of felt like you were going to forgive them, or vice versa, or that you would have gotten over whatever hump this was, but it just never happened. Look. You are a great friend. People love being around you. So you are a great friend twice. Yeah, your ex-friends feel like you were a great friend. They just take the friendship for what it was. You know, they're not super upset that things didn't work out between the two. They get it. Look, I miss talking to you. You give the best advice. This is so sweet. Oh my gosh, this is really quite kind. So I just want you to know that your ex-friends, they don't take it personally, whatever happened between you and them. They understand. They're quite neutral on it. And if anything, I feel like they're actually sending you good energy, okay? This is not the kind of people who are sending you evil eye, who are all upset that you're out there, you're doing better. In fact, they're very happy to see you elevating. They're very happy to see you directing your life, you know, going up. I'm tapping this thing. It's like you're starting to fly. You're starting to take off, and they're very happy to see you doing that. They totally understand, and they're rooting for you. A lot of them, they are rooting for you silently. So that's what I have for y'all today. I really hope that you enjoyed this reading. If you want more from me, be sure to check out the OG reading from my subscribers. It's going to be all about what have they learned from you, okay? Or like, what have people learned from you and the experiences that they've had with you? Ex-friends, people in your life now, just in general, what have people learned from you? So I'm super excited to get into that as well. I also have a TikTok under the same handle, Lunar Light Tarot, and I have a website where you can book personal readings with me, okay? Hope you guys like this kind of this setup, this FaceTime setup. I was just like, let me just hop on the camera, you know, sans makeup. Let's just do this. I'm actually traveling right now, so that's why the background is a bit different. But yeah, I hope that you guys like the video. Okay, I'll talk to you in the next one. Love and light. Bye. Hey pal two, welcome to or welcome back to my channel Lunar Light Tarot. It's Dominique. I'm going to give you this reading here today about what your ex-friends think about you. So let's go ahead and just jump straight into it, okay? So the first card that I pulled from the Tarot Illuminati is the Temperance card. So your ex-friends feel like you have changed a lot, especially in your temperament, especially in the way that you relate to your emotions, okay? In the past, I feel like you were emotionally unstable, that you would maybe like get lost in your emotions, or that you were just really up and down with them. Maybe you were really struggling with your mental health or something, right? But right now, they actually feel like you are much more stable and much happier than they're used to seeing you in the past, okay? Or just much more balanced when it comes to your emotions. They feel like you've really, I heard mastered. Okay, wow. Okay, they feel like you mastered like practicality and emotions, okay, like the kind of the balance of the two. This is obviously them looking from the outside in, but they feel like you are much more balanced than you used to be, okay? Your ex-friends also feel like you're someone who's very intuitive. You like they still have a lot of really fond memories about you. They feel like you're someone who likes to have fun. You like to, you're lighthearted. You're very intuitive. You're also someone who likes to give as well. That's what they feel like. They feel like you're still someone who's very sweet, and that you've matured a lot when it comes to your emotions, but you're still kind of like very giving, and not that they wouldn't say naive, but you know how someone who's naive can be very giving. They kind of feel like you have that giving quality where you're very open emotionally for people, and they like this a lot about you, your ex-friends, okay? Your ex-friends feel like you are much happier than you used to be in the past with the 10 of Cups. They feel like you've changed your life around for a lot for the better. They feel like you used to really struggle with creating happiness. And I use that term intentionally, creating your own happiness, because maybe in the past, it was really hard for you to tap into that, really hard for you to tap into the joy that was available for you in life. Maybe you kept looking for the more of the negatives, or kept I don't want to say spiraling, but you know how you just look at one negative thing after another, and it really just kind of takes you to that darker place. They feel like you've gotten much better at managing your own emotions and creating your own happiness, whether that be, investing in your hobbies, or just self-care, or hanging out with your friends or your family. They feel like you've grounded yourself a lot more. Yeah, your ex-friends feel like you're much more grounded than you used to be. I will say that a lot of these cards came in reverse. So I feel like for some of you, they don't believe that you are as happy as you portray yourself to be, okay? This could be on social media. All your pics are like of you cheesing hella hard, like you're smiling so much, and they're like, okay, give me a break, girl. Like, there's no way you're that happy. I feel like that's only a few of them, like one or two. But for the most part, a lot of them believe that you've just turned your life around, okay? That you've become much happier now. Your ex-friends feel like you have a good job, or that you're doing well financially, whether you have a job or not. They feel like you are doing well financially, that you're taken care of. Well, again, in the past, they feel like 333. They feel like in the past, you used to not be as stable. They feel like you've created a lot now. You created stability for yourself, and your life has changed a lot. Yeah, it was 333 on the clock, right as I was saying that. So and this is a 3 of Pentacles, funny enough. So I just really feel like they feel like you've changed so much from when they last saw you, okay? And that you've created a lot in your life, because the 3 is the number of creation as well. So they feel like you've created a lot for your life, and you've just moved on in a way that they didn't really anticipate you doing. I feel like they do admire like the work that you do, or the lifestyle that you seem to lead, okay? Especially like on social media. They feel like you look very, very happy on social media, especially, okay? Then we have the 4 of Cups here. So your ex-friends, they feel like you are able to see opportunity and then grab it. I know the 4 of Cups is usually about like disappointment. So I feel like your ex-friends feel like whenever you are disappointed, they've seen that you turn that into an opportunity. You turn your disappointment into a realization of that you want more and that you can achieve more, okay? So they like that a lot about you. I feel like a lot of them do not have negative feelings towards you. Some of them do, okay? I'm getting that some of them don't believe you're as happy happy as you portray yourself to be, either online or, you know, just, I don't know, they hear about how your life is and they kind of don't believe everything they're hearing. But for the most part, I mean, a lot of them do believe it, okay? So we have the Ace of Pentacles. Wait, did I say Pentacles? I meant Cups. The Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck, and underneath this was the Five of Pentacles. So they just kind of feel like ever since you've moved on from them, you've been a lot happier. You've been more focused on your self-love. You've been maybe in love with people. You're in a relationship now, that kind of thing. You're just like moving on. You've like learned a lot ever since you've come out of a relationship with these ex-friends. Some of them may feel like they were actually holding you back from achieving some of these things in retrospect, okay? But that's mainly the energy I'm getting so far. Let's go ahead now and look up my white and yellow cards and see what else we're getting about how your ex-friends feel about you. Okay. Ooh. Alrighty, oh my gosh, the first card out is, I underestimated you. You made it out the mud. Oh my gosh. So yeah, your ex-friends feel like, straight up, they underestimated you. They did not think that you would become this emotionally stable, that you would become this hardworking, that you would be this successful, that you would be this happy. They just didn't really see it for you. They kind of felt like you would be in a similar headspace for a long time. I'm getting the phrase, people like that don't change. People like that don't change. So it just felt like you were a certain category of person who did not have the capacity to make the big life change, the big mindset change that you are in now. Okay. But yeah, they didn't anticipate that you would do that. Okay. Let's see. What else have we got? What do their ex-friends think about them now? Divine Source. What do their ex-friends think about them now? And if you guys like the reading, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below what's resonating with you. I love to read your guys' comments. Okay, this is the one that flipped over. It says, secretly likes you, wants more, and can't say what they want. So your ex-friends, they actually secretly are still fond of you. They still like you. A lot of them, it's like they don't have all these negative feelings for you. They're not out here sending you evil eye. They're not mad at you. Okay, in the back it says, I'm sorry I treated you like an option. A lot of them could be sorry that they didn't see your potential, that they didn't want to help you through your difficult times. A lot of them could be sorry that they threw their friendship away, okay? Or for something that happened in the relationship that made you separate from them. But they secretly like you though. They secretly feel like you're like a nice person, you're a good person, and that you've done a lot to change your life around. They admire that about you. Because a lot of them thought that you never would, all right? That you would never change. But, you know, things change, things happen. And they really admire that you put in the work to, you know, make yourself different. Now they feel like your personality is so much more appealing than it used to be. Like your personality is so appealing. So yeah, a lot of them still do like you. All right, this one says, I'll reach out to you soon. Expect a call or text. Okay, that's interesting. Some of these old friends could want to reconnect with you. Okay, that is so interesting. Okay, let's see. I might want to check out pile number 1 because I thought these would be like so starkly different, but they're actually coming out to be kind of similar. So you might want to check out pile number 1 for more information. I was like, what's that word? All right. What about your ex-friends? I'm thinking about moving on. Okay, interesting. You know what came out at the top too? Dislikes you for no good reason. So I just feel like a lot of your ex-friends, they're moving on from the way that they disliked you for no reason. All right. Maybe I feel like, okay, for some of you, it was for a good reason. Maybe you really weren't in a good place. You're pushing people away. That happens. Okay. But now they feel like, you know, if that's not who you are anymore, then there's no reason to really dislike you anymore. You know, if it's just a misunderstanding or, you know, you've become a different person, maybe they can rekindle the friendship. Some of them are really thinking like, maybe we could be friends again. I'm moving on from disliking this person. Okay. I feel like some of you in the past, like your ex-friends did dislike you. Okay. And you really had to take the time, you personally, to connect with yourself and, you know, do the inner work. And now that you have and they see that, they're very interested in you again. They kind of feel like, oh, you know, like this person's definitely changed. Their ex-friends. Yeah, in the past they're really unwilling, and then maybe they blamed you for the way that things worked out. Okay, we have excuses, unwilling, blame game. What does it say? Irresponsible, uninterested. I feel like a lot of your ex-friends just feel like you were irresponsible. I'm sorry, it is what it is. They felt like that, and they kind of blamed you for the way the relationship had ended. And now they're looking back and they're realizing that you've changed a lot mentally, and they're like, you know what, this person, yeah, maybe they weren't, the friend that I really needed them to be back then, but now I can really see that things have changed with them, and I'm kind of interested in that again as a friend. Yeah, you have some ex-friends who might want to spin the block and come and talk to you again. Okay, they feel like they kind of like made excuses as to why they couldn't work on things with you. Like there were obstacles, yeah, in the connection for you to being closer, but a lot of them kind of wish they had saw you through the difficult time that you were going through and been there for you, so they could kind of get to this point. Look. Resolution, relief, conclusion. Moving on, soon to be in the past. They just felt like the issues that you guys had are so in the past, and that you've resolved so many of the issues that maybe held you two apart. Okay, yeah, maybe in the past, maybe it was some of the way that you guys were acting that kind of pushed some of these friends away. Okay, and they felt like, I really can't be this person's friend right now because they're going through something and I don't know how to support them through this, but now they're seeing you, they're like, whoa, this person was able to resolve all their issues on their own. I didn't really know that they had that in them. They didn't know they could really get out of the situation. I didn't know they could really change their mindset. So I felt like I had to separate myself so I didn't get bogged down. But now they see that you had the strength in you all along. And they're like, well, like I'm really thinking about this person differently now. Like they're coming across so different, and I wonder if we could rekindle things. That's how your ex-friends are thinking about you. Look, I find you intriguing and mysterious. You're sexy. Okay, maybe they're not like attracted to you like that, but they find you intriguing now. They're very intrigued by you. They're like, wow, things have really changed with this person. I'm so curious about who they are now. And they kind of want to reconnect with you. A lot of your friends do want to reconnect. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the Alice's Romance Oracle 1 and 2 and see what these have to say. Okay, what do your ex-friends think about you now? Oh my gosh, look at this. It says, please don't go. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna need that song by Mike Posner. Baby, please don't go. If I wake up tomorrow, would you still be here? I don't know. This is really interesting. I feel like these friends, you didn't really know whether they had your back or not when you were going through this difficult time, and you kind of expected people to like help hold you down or help be there for you when you're going through this time, and you just didn't really know if you could rely on these people. Okay, that's interesting. But yeah, now they're very curious. Like they don't want you to move on. They're actually they want to maybe reach out again. What do your ex-friends think about you? Oh, sorry, my reactions are crazy. I will be back, bitch. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, so your ex-friends are planning to make a comeback. Some of them are planning to make a comeback, and they hope that you would accept them, because I feel like they could rekindle things with you. Let's see, what do your ex-friends think about you now? For those who chose the prickly cactus, what do your ex-friends think of you now? You have stay away from me. They feel like that's how you feel about them now, like you don't really want to be close. All right, because I'm getting that a lot of you could be upset that these people didn't believe that you'd be able to change your life. I don't blame you. I'm getting lost in the memories. Yeah, they're thinking about their old memories of you two together. For a lot of them, they're kind of seeing that like whatever happened between you two wasn't really even that bad, and that you guys can come back from it. All right, take it as it resonates, of course. What do your ex-friends think of you now? I think you are amazing. A lot of them just see you for the person who you are now, and they're very impressed with who you've been able to become, okay? They just feel like you've matured so well, okay? I'm getting aging like fine wine. I miss you. Straight up, these people miss you, all right? And they kind of want to be around you again. Every song reminds me of you. That's interesting. Okay, I'm getting that. Okay, you guys know that new song that Nicki Minaj just dropped. Okay, it depends on when you're watching this, of course, right? But she just dropped that song "Last Time I Saw You." I think that was, yeah, "Last Time I Saw You." So you guys might want to listen to that song. I think that one has some really good memories. Whoa. Sorry, I meant to say messages. But I'm getting that song would be pretty significant, and it would kind of explain the way that these people are feeling about you right now. Okay, so listen to that song, "Last Time I Saw You" by Nicki Minaj. Okay, it just came out. Oh my God, our girl can sing. Okay, I mean, I like her music, but she's kind of questionable, isn't she? Let me not go there. The barb's gonna come get me. I'm a barb too. Don't get me wrong. But she's kind of questionable. Well, you know what? It's neither here nor there. It's none of my business. Okay, let's go ahead now. And I'm gonna wrap things up using my multicolored cards. What do your ex-friends think of you? What do your ex-friends think of you now? Oh, that's too many. But here's one that kind of came out aside from the crowd. It says, "I'm trying not to think about us." That's interesting. Okay, the one of them fell. Hold on a second. 1 second. Oh, this one's a good one. Okay, I say, "When it falls on the floor, it counts times 4. So look at this. "I find your story inspirational. You beat the odds." Again, they just did not feel like you would come out on top in the situation. Not on top of them, but on top of whatever struggle you were going through. They did not think that you would overcome it. And they're like, "Oh, wow. This person's so much better than they used to be. They can't believe it." All right. New ideas, new inspirations on the way. No worries. Yeah, they feel like you've just been like relishing in these new ideas. You've been on a new path and things have really been changing for you. They see that you have captured this new inspiration and made it into this new life. Okay. Some of them do try not to think about you. I feel like there are a couple friends who do not want anything to do with you. I'll just be honest. Like, they're done. They don't even try to think about the relationship. You know, they realize that like you have changed, but they're still done. Okay. And then some of them want to reach out to you, and some of them are really interested in rekindling a friendship. It's going to depend on who. And I think you probably know who's who. Your beauty and charisma is intimidating. Oh, wow. And they feel like you've gained a lot of charisma, a lot of happiness now. They feel like you're very different than who you used to be. And it's quite, I think for a lot of them, like, it's kind of impressive. Okay. Let's see, last one right here. Your passion is inspiring. You're a boss. Yeah, they just find like your vigor for life and your love for yourself is inspiring, because for you to be able to turn your life around like this, you know, to create your own happiness, to balance your own emotions, to, you know, really put in that work, that inner work, that outer work to change your life around, they feel like you have a real passion for yourself, a real self-love that maybe you didn't have before in the past. So they just find that pretty inspiring. And they're like, you know what, maybe we would get along again as friends, but you know, it's up to you guys. For some of them, they might reach out to you kind of soon. And by kind of soon, I'm getting in the next couple of months, they might reach out to you. Okay. Anywhere from like, you know, next month to like even 5 months from now, they might think about reaching out. A lot of them might do it during like a retrograde, like that kind of thing. That's what I'm picking up on. Some of them do want to talk to you again and like try to rekindle things because they feel like you're a good person. You know, you have a good heart, and they miss that. They definitely miss that. All right, so that's what I have for y'all today. I hope that you enjoyed today's reading. If you would like more from me, I do have the OG reading coming up in just a few seconds. Okay, just a few seconds. It's going to be all about what have people learned from you. Okay, these friends, people in general, what have they learned from their experiences and interacting with you? Okay, so I have that for y'all, and I also have a TikTok under the same handle, Lunar Light Tarot, and I have a website, lunarlighttarot.com, where you can book personal readings with me. Okay, so thank you so much for watching today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Okay, love and light. Bye. Hello to my OGs, so always to the very end of the video. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. I hope you enjoyed this like FaceTime style video. Let's go ahead and get into what have people learned from you? Okay, so oh my gosh, this is a good one. And the biggest thing that people have learned from you is centered around the losses that you've taken in your life, okay, or the losses that you've turned into opportunities or into lessons and into blessings. Okay, so the biggest thing is that yeah, people have seen you go through difficult times, and they learned that the difficult times have actually aided in you gaining wisdom. That's one of the biggest things. They realize that the end is only a new beginning, okay? A lot of them have seen the way that you've overcome your losses with humility and grace, okay? A lot of them have also learned accountability from you, okay? I'm not gonna say that you're the only person who's taught these people accountability, you know what I mean? But you've been a really great example of what it is to own your mistakes with grace, okay? And be okay with them. I think at a certain point in time, you may have been the person that was like, oh, woe is me, or like, why do the bad things keep happening to me? And then at a certain point, you had to stop and be like, whoa, I am the common denominator in all my problems. What is going on, you know? And sometimes we're not, you know what I mean? Sometimes it is other people, you know, that we don't jive with, we're not a good match with, and that creates problems, whatever. But at a certain point in time, you realize that you may have been causing a lot of your problems, or the way that you were thinking, your perspective on things was the problem. Okay, so people have learned that by going through and accepting your mistakes, owning what they were, and you know, accepting that we're not perfect with humility and grace, we can actually examine what led us to make those mistakes and then change those things. And those mistakes and those, you know, missteps, they turn into wisdom that you can then use later on. Okay, so people have learned by watching you go through difficult times. So just know that, you know, obviously your difficult times will help you learn lessons as well, but you've also helped other people learn by going through what you've gone through. Okay, especially if now, you know, you're using that, like say you're like your therapist or your social worker, or you're, you know, an influencer, you give advice, or just even in your daily life, you give advice to your friends and your family. Like they can see that the things that you've gone through, you have a lot of life experience, and you're actually able to help people with what you've gone through. And they appreciate that about you a lot. Okay, people like a lot how you've turned your losses into actual lessons that you've gained emotional maturity from. Okay, you've created this emotional maturity for yourself. A lot of them have learned through you that Rome isn't built in a day. Okay, and that they need to give themselves more grace on their path as they continue to make mistakes and learn from them and grow. All right, they see that you're not the kind of person who like beats yourself up endlessly for, you know, going through a lesson and needing to learn from that and grow. We all make mistakes, you know, we all make mistakes, some bigger than others. And as long as we can look ourselves in the mirror at the end of the day and say, okay, I messed up here, I'm gonna do better tomorrow. That's what they really take from you. And that's what they find to be really inspirational about you, is the maturity, the emotional maturity that you've been able to gain by acknowledging the different mistakes that you've gone through. You know what I mean? And honestly, okay, Spirit is like kind of like pushing me to give an example right now. And I'll be honest, guys, like I may come off like so mature now, like I got it all together, I'm so wise, blah, blah. But let me tell you, like when I was like growing up, and I don't mean like when I was a kid, but I mean like when I was in college, I was a mess. I was a mess mentally, okay? I was pushing people away. I had loyalty to the wrong people. You know, not that I was like unkind. I feel like I was always like a pretty kind person, but I was, you know, I was like letting people walk all over me. I was a people pleaser. I was loyal to the wrong people. I wasn't loyal to myself, you know, like trying to impress people or like impress guys while at the same time pushing my friends away. You know what I mean? I just like my mind was all shooken up, okay? And I was not emotionally mature at all. And it made people not want to be around me, straight up. And for a while I was like, you know, oh my God, why is this happening to me? Oh my God, bad things always happen to me, or blah, blah. Or like, I just don't get it. Like I'm this kind person, like why aren't things working in my favor? I used to play the victim, essentially. And one day I had to look in the mirror and be like, you're doing this to yourself. You are. You're hurting people. You're hurting yourself. You're not leading yourself down this path that, you can be proud of. And I had to realize, like, how can I change the way I'm seeing my life and take accountability for my missteps, And it didn't make people want to come back into my life. I had to accept that too. It didn't make people want to come back. It didn't make my friends come back. It made my family come back, thank God. But it didn't make my friends come back. It didn't make, ex-lovers come back. I had to accept that too. Because I thought that, oh my God, maybe if I'll change, people will come back and they'll like me again. No. You had to change for you. I had to change for I had to change so I can be happy, so I can look myself in the mirror and say that I'm a good person and really mean it. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to believe that I was a good person because I had good intentions and because, I was people pleasing. But, when I please this person's upset. And when I please that person, I'm upset. And it wasn't working for my life. And I had to really take a step back and be like, okay, like, how do I actually just take care of me and take care of the people that I love and really prioritize and become more emotionally mature? And stop placing people on pedestals, and stop trying to please everybody and always letting down myself, And when I was finally able to make those realizations and do it for myself, not do it for other people so they would come back, but just do it for the person I was becoming, that's when I started to see a real change. That's when people started to be like, wow, you're really becoming mature. You're really different than who you were in the past. And I was able to move on and make a whole new persona, become a whole new person. Like, you would not recognize me from who I was at 19, at 16. I was completely different. And I have compassion for that person because, you grow and you make mistakes. But, the person I am today is nothing like I used to be. And I take pride in that, I guess. But, yeah. I guess I had to accept that there are some people who would never like me again, and just do it for you. So I feel like that's some of the things you guys have been going through too, is like you've changed your life so much. You've gone through different losses and you've been able to develop yourself so much emotionally from going through those things, and obviously, I guess, I'm being called to say this too, is that even if those old friends like did come back, I feel like I wouldn't have learned the lesson. I would have been like, oh, okay, I changed so that other people will like me and that they'll accept me. But really the biggest thing that I needed to learn was how to accept myself and not always hope and wish other people were going to like me. I needed to be okay with who I was, and be okay with being alone and enjoy my own company. And I feel like that's what you guys have gone through as well. You've changed so that you can be happy, so you can look yourself in the mirror, so you can be, satisfied with the character that you have. I wasn't satisfied with my character. It was poor. It was. It's true. You may look at it now and be like, oh my God, I have no idea. Not anymore. Obviously, thank God I have a good character now. I worked on it. But it took years and years. It took a long time. But it was so worth it, not because people like me now, but because I like me now. I actually love myself, like genuinely, really, really do. Because I can sit and look at myself and be like, wow, like here's an example of how you've changed your life and become a better person. And I benefited from that, from making better decisions. I'm just really holding myself accountable because, people were trying to do it around me, but I wasn't listening. And I feel like that's one of the things, like, you can't change for other people. No one else, like, I think you've already seen that. I'm sure you have. When, like, you try to explain to somebody how their actions are hurting themselves or hurting others, but they just don't get it. And they're not registering because it's not their time to change. No one could tell me, no one could get through to me. No one could get through. I'm so stubborn. No one could get through to me. I just had to kind of go my own way and like figure it out slowly. And I lost a lot of people along the way. But then I was able to gain who I really was by, just being in that dark place and being like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to have people pushed away from me. And I don't want to, be unsatisfied with who I am. you know? And from that discomfort, I was able to birth a real passion for self-improvement. And I feel like that's what you guys are teaching people as well. It's like that ending is not the end. It's a new beginning of your life. People look at you now and they realize that, okay, I don't have to just settle for being a person that I don't really like, or aspects of myself that I don't really like. You know, I don't have to see this loss as the ending. It's actually a new chapter of who I'm becoming. It's a new version of me that I'm being birthed into, okay? So what you teach people is that there's always a new beginning. You can always start over. You can heal. You don't have to settle for who you were in the past or the mistakes that you've made. And yeah, they'll always be a part of you. I'll always remember who I was back then. But now I don't mind it because it adds contrast to my story. You know, it wouldn't be as impactful sitting up here today being like, yeah, I've always been great. The truth is, I was a brat. I wasn't. You know what I mean? I can sit back there today and be like, yeah, I kind of sucked, you know? And people who knew me back then would definitely concur. I'm just saying, it is what it is. But that's what makes the story so impactful, is because of that contrast. And that's what you teach people. There's no reason to be afraid or shameful even of your dark side, shameful of the mistakes you've made in the past, because they make your bright times that much brighter. Okay, they add that beautiful contrast to be like, wow, you've changed so much and you've healed so much. Okay, you teach people that there's always room to improve. There's always room to heal. You don't have to just continue to be upset with the way that your life is going. Okay? Yeah, you teach people that they can strive for more. They can strive for more for their own sake. You know? So wow, I think that's really beautiful. So, okay, let's go ahead now and look at the Whispers of the Ocean Oracle. Okay, let's see. We got number 1. Oh my gosh, the first card. Resilience. There's no need to push or rush. This is a time to take things as they come. You have the determination and patience to handle what is happening. You teach people to be kind to themselves. That's what you've helped people to learn, to be kind to themselves and to take things slowly. This change that I was talking about, this emotional maturity that I went through, it took years. It took years, and it took therapy, and it took work, you know? And throughout that, was I upset with myself? Did I want to quit sometimes, or did I want to just go back to my old ways? Yes, and I did slip up. But the key is really continuing to be patient with yourself while you're shedding and you're growing into this new person. So that's what you teach people. You teach people that it's okay to take things slow. It's okay to put one foot in front of the other, you know, especially when you are trying to like change your life around. Again, these are the people that you're impacting who are feeling this way, that they want to change themselves and they want to make some kind of like improvement like you have. You're teaching them that it's okay to, you know, make mistakes and take things day by day. You know, you're teaching them that it's the resilience and the perseverance that counts. It's your determination that really counts. And it's not, you know, it's not who you were yesterday, but the person that you wake up as and you're determined to be today that matters. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. So you help teach people resilience, and that it's fine to take time to go through changes, and that you're gonna get there. What do you teach people? What have they learned from you? Okay, on the floor. You know what that means? Oh. When it goes on the floor, counts times 4. Let's see. Have love where you are. Use your sensitivity to know when to act. Connect your heart to your head when determining what you would like. So you help teach people how to really tap into themselves. Okay? And when I say that, because you know, this world is just so full of distractions. You know, we have YouTube, we have TikTok, we have Instagram, we have, you know, going out with your friends, we have, you know, TV, you know, we have so many things games, whatever. We have so many things that can distract us from taking that time to really go inwards, especially when you really need it, especially when you've been avoiding it. Okay? They kind of changed, and I'm being drawn back to my story, but they kind of changed that, like, I had gone through it. I wouldn't be able to do it if I continued to distract myself from the reality of who I was at the time. Because like I said, I wanted to believe that I was this kind, good person. And I was a kind person, but I was misguided. And I was making mistakes that were hurting people while I was trying to please others. And it just wasn't working when I was going about my life. And if I continued to distract myself with partying and with friends and with games or with whatever, not really taking the time to really connect and the time to sit in that uncomfortableness and figure out what was wrong, I wouldn't be able to make the change. So that's what you teach people, is that it's okay to be uncomfortable as long as you're going to as long as you're going to do something about it. You know what I mean? It's okay to sit in that and figure out what it really is that you feel is wrong. You don't have to run from it. You don't have to feel ashamed of it. You don't have to be ashamed of it. There was a certain point in time where I didn't want to admit to anybody that I had these issues and that I was a problem back in the day. But now I can sit up here and tell thousands of people, and you specifically, hi, I could tell you because I realized that it's not something to be ashamed of. It's just part of the story. It's part of the experience that brought me to who I am today. And that's what you teach people. It's not something to be ignored. It's part of who you are. And if you continue to ignore it, you're ignoring who you are. You're being ashamed of who you are. There's no reason to do that. We have to accept who we are, light and dark, because that's what we're made of. We're both. We are both light and dark, good and bad. We are both. And the more that we accept that, the more that we can step into the truth of who we are, and everything that is not the truth will fall away. And that's kind of what I realized while I was on that journey. It was that, okay, this people pleasing, this over loyal to random men in my life. They didn't really care about me over my friends or my family, things like that. You know what I mean? Or this partying that I was so into. It wasn't really who I was. It was a way of escaping. It was a way of embellishing who I was. It was a way of making me feel like I was good enough if I had this person's approval, or if I go to this party, or if I do this with my hair, I'm going to feel this sense of validation. And I had to, go inside and realize that even though I'm not everything I wanted to be right now, I have the power to say I love you and to give that validation to myself. And once I started to kind of, I hope this is making sense, guys. Once I started to be more at peace with progress, started to be more at peace with the small changes that I was making day to day, with the love that I was showing myself day to day, with the person I was becoming, instead of the person that I was convinced that I was always going to be, or that I was, people kept telling me that I was. I started to realize okay, I don't have to over embellish or do all these other things I felt like I had to do to be accepted. I just need to accept myself, good and bad. I need to accept myself for who I am today and continue to plan on how I'm going to make improvements tomorrow. And that's just it. I'm not going to live in the future. I'm not going to live in the past. I'm just going to take my step today and be happy with it. And just be happy I took the damn step. You know what I mean? Yeah, you teach people how to accept who they are, and be comfortable with their flaws as they continue to improve them, and be comfortable with making progress, with taking that one step and just being 1% better than they were yesterday, instead of beating themselves up over not being where they were, where they want to be, Let's go one more. What else do we have? What do you help people learn? I love this one. Okay, it says, enjoy the journey. Stay present and flexible. Many changes are going on for you and around you. These changes are not only good, but necessary. Bring your awareness into the now rather than focusing on the past or future. That is exactly what we were just saying. So you help people to learn to live in the now and to accept the dynamic change that they're going through, instead of always trying to jump and skip to the next thing. Okay? Can we just celebrate that you took one step forward today? Can we celebrate that you didn't make the same mistake you did yesterday? Can we celebrate that, you know, we're here taking a breath, okay? That we're here and, you know, that we're still alive? Like, come on now. Like, can we just celebrate that we're still making progress? It doesn't always have to be like, oh my God, I hit this goal today, or I finally got to where I want to be. And that's amazing if you are, right? We always want to celebrate our goals, but we're not always achieving all the time. Sometimes we're just being. We're just being. And that's what you help people to realize, that like, we need to enjoy the now. Okay? I'm going to enjoy the progress I made today. I'm going to enjoy the nice meal I'm having. I'm going to enjoy who I am. I'm going to enjoy the progress that I'm making on my issues, or the positivity that I am creating for myself today by doing this hobby or hanging out with my friends, or the change that is coming into my life. I'm going to enjoy how dynamic I am and how I'm becoming this better, different person. I'm going to enjoy that and be in the moment and not try to rush this process. I was just doing a reading for my friend yesterday, and we were talking about how if you never learn to enjoy the moment, if you never learn to enjoy the now, you will rush by all of your achievements. You will just be like, okay, next, moving on. You know what I mean? So you what people learn from you is how to appreciate where they are today. Because again, if you never learn how to appreciate the now, when you do achieve something big, you're just going to gloss by it and go to the next goal and not even appreciate how far you've come. So you teach people how to appreciate how far they've come and also who they are today. Okay, instead of always rushing for that improvement, instead of always rushing to the next goal. Of course, we're driven. Of course, we want more for ourselves. Of course, we don't want to be stagnant. And you're not going to be. You're not going to be. You're here on this channel. You're listening to this message. You are driven. Okay, I know it because I thought those are the kind of people that I connect with. Those kind of people who are on this channel. We want more for ourselves. We want to self-improve. We want to become the best version of ourselves. You know, that's what Lunar Light is about, is stepping into authenticity, you know, and being that person you're meant to be. But it's also about being who you are today, you know? So that's what you teach people to do. You teach people to like enjoy the journey. That's what they learn from you, is that they can enjoy their journey. They don't have to always rush from one thing to another. They can appreciate who they are. They can appreciate the mistake that they made today because they'll be able to reflect on it and maybe do something different tomorrow. You know? So yeah, I mean, the biggest thing here, I think, is a Chariot. And that one came at the bottom of the deck. This OG reading is getting mad long, but I'm gonna wrap it up soon. But yeah. Basically, you help to encourage people on their path, okay? You encourage them by them understanding that their loss is not an ending, that making mistakes is not an ending, that it actually teaches you emotional maturity, that you can always start over. You can always start over, and you can always heal yourself. And it's okay to take things slow. It's okay to heal slow. It's okay to make a realization slow. It's okay to have flaws. It's okay. You know what I mean? We're all human beings. We all have our flaws. That's what you teach people. It's okay to have your flaws as long as you're aware of them and you're working on them day by day, taking it slow. Okay? It's okay to be dynamic. It's okay to be black and white. It's okay to be in the gray. Okay? It's okay to be all of who you are as you continue to progress into who you're meant to be. You know? All right, so that's what I have for y'all today. I really hope that you enjoyed this reading. I wanted to come to you raw, real. I got no makeup on. I was like, I just want to sit down and film. Okay, let's just do this. So yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. I am traveling right now, and thank you guys for being patient while I was like sick last week. I had this crazy sore throat. I couldn't even like really talk, so I knew I wouldn't be able to like get a good video out for you guys. So I really appreciate y'all being patient. Thank you for the well wishes. I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Okay? Love and light. Bye.